You ever stop to think about why they hate you so much? Why their eyes light up when you falter? Why their lips curl into smirks when life knocks you down? It's not random. It's calculated. They need it. They crave it. Your pain is their oxygen. Your struggle is their entertainment. You see, their lives are empty canvases, void of color or purpose. So they paint themselves with your misery because it makes them feel alive. It gives them something to point at and say, "At least I'm not like that." But here's the twist. They don't despise you for what you've done. No. What terrifies them isn't your past. It's your future. It's the idea that you might rise higher than they ever could. That even after all they've thrown at you, you'll still stand tall. And that thought, that possibility, it drives them insane. Every insult, every betrayal, every knife they slide between your ribs, it's not just cruelty, it's fear. Fear of what you represent. Fear of the potential they abandoned in themselves long ago. They watch you fight battles they would have surrendered to without a second thought. They see you standing where they collapsed, and it eats away at them. Because deep down, they know if you can do it, then maybe they could have too. Maybe they should have tried harder, pushed further, dreamed bigger. But instead of facing that truth, they choose to drag you back down. To make sure you stay exactly where they left you. Except, you're not staying there. Not anymore. Let me tell you something. God doesn't waste lessons on those who aren't ready to learn. Every person who walked out on you, every friend who turned their back, every lover who broke your heart, they weren't accidents. They were assignments. Pain has a purpose, and yours was to strip away everything false until only the real remained. Until only you remained, the version of you that refuses to die no matter how many times life buries you, the version that rises stronger, sharper, angrier. Anger gets a bad reputation, but anger fuels fire, and fire burns brighter than any shadow. So let them laugh. Let them mock. Their words are just noise. Noise fades. Fire endures. The ones who hurt you the most, they weren't losses. They were tests. Tests to see how far you'd go before giving up. Tests to prove whether you had what it takes to survive. Spoiler alert. You passed with flying colors. Now, look around. See those same people crawling back now that the tide has turned? Acting like they never doubted you? Like they were rooting for you all along? Pathetic. Don't be fooled. They didn't return because they care. They returned because they're scared. Scared of what you're becoming. Scared of the distance growing between you and them. Scared of the mirror you hold up to their mediocrity. They want you to fail because your success forces them to confront their own cowardice. And trust me, cowards hate confrontation. But here's the thing. You don't owe them anything. Not explanations, not forgiveness, not a damn thing. Keep your circle small, your focus sharp, and your head high. God doesn't send crowds to fulfill His promises. He sends storms to test if you're ready. And oh, are you ready? Ever notice how the hardest storms always seem to hit the strongest trees? How the tallest mountains bear the brunt of the fiercest winds? That's you. You're not ordinary. You're extraordinary. And extraordinary comes with a price tag. A heavy one. One written in blood, sweat, and tears. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. The heavier the burden, the greater the reward. Every trial, every tear, every betrayal, it's all part of the process. A process designed to break you down so you can be rebuilt better, stronger, unstoppable. They underestimated you. Big mistake. They saw your scars and assumed they were cracks. They heard your silence and mistook it for weakness. But scars aren't signs of failure. They're proof of survival. They're battle wounds earned in wars most people wouldn't dare to fight. Silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. Strategy to conserve energy, to bide time, to prepare for the moment when you'll strike back. Not with words, but with actions. Actions speak louder than apologies. Success speaks louder than excuses. And soon enough, they'll hear both loud and clear. Loneliness isn't a curse, it's clarity. It strips away distractions, illusions, parasites feeding off your light. When everyone else disappears, you're forced to face yourself, to confront the ugly truths, the hidden fears, the buried doubts, to sit in the silence and listen to the voice that matters most, yours. And once you do, once you embrace who you truly are beneath all the masks and pretenses, you become untouchable, invincible, dangerous. Not because you stopped caring, but because you started caring less about what others think and more about what God thinks, about what you think, about the legacy you're building, brick by bloody brick. Betrayal taught you a valuable lesson. Loyalty isn't given, it's earned. Trust isn't blind, it's earned. Love isn't unconditional, it's earned. People will act like they're on your side until it costs them something, until it requires sacrifice, until it demands effort. Then they vanish. Poof, gone. But that's okay. Better to lose them now than later. Better to find out who's real before it's too late. Pain revealed their true colors, and though it hurt, it saved you. Saved you from wasting time, energy, and love on people who didn't deserve it, who never did. Now you're wiser, smarter, ruthless in your pursuit of greatness. You don't chase validation from those who refuse to give it when you needed it most. You don't seek approval from those who judged you behind closed doors. You don't beg for blessings from hands too selfish to offer them freely. Instead, you build. Build yourself. Build your dreams. Build your empire. Brick by brick. Day by day. Step by step. Even when it feels like the world is against you. Even when it seems like nothing's working. Even when God Himself feels silent, you keep moving. Because faith isn't about seeing, it's about believing. Believing in the dark what He promised in the light. Believing that every closed door was protection. Every delay was preparation. Every setback was elevation. Believing that the destination is worth the journey. And let's talk about fear. That nagging voice in your head telling you to quit, to give up, to settle for less. Fear is a liar, a thief, a coward hiding in the shadows, hoping you'll never turn the light on. But here's the truth. Fear isn't a warning sign. It's a test. A test to see if you'll keep going even when your legs are trembling. If you'll keep praying even when the silence feels endless. If you'll keep fighting even when you can't see the finish line. Fear only has power if you let it take control. If you let it dictate your decisions, shape your story, define your destiny. Don't give it that power. Take it back. Every time you move despite the fear, every time you push through the pain, every time you refuse to quit, you weaken it. You take its power away. And that's what terrifies them. The ones who live shackled by doubt, paralyzed by uncertainty, suffocated by what-ifs. They see you breaking free, and it infuriates them. Because if you can do it, then why can't they? When God elevates you, He does it in front of your enemies, in front of those who laughed when you prayed, who mocked when you hoped, who whispered when you stumbled. He prepares a table in the presence of your adversaries because He knows the value of public redemption, of undeniable vindication, of unshakable triumph. But here's the catch. The stage being built for you isn't small, it's massive, monumental, bigger than anything you've ever imagined. Which means the process won't be quick, it won't be easy, it won't be painless, but it will be worth it. Every tear you've cried, every scar you've carried, every prayer you've whispered with shaking hands, it's all been leading to this moment, this breakthrough, this reckoning. The enemy sees it coming. That's why the attacks keep coming, why the battles feel endless, why the silence grows deafening. Because he knows what's ahead. He knows the promise is closer than ever, closer than you realize. And he's desperate to stop you, to distract you, to derail you. But guess what? He can't, because you're not fighting alone. God's with you, has been since day one, through the darkest nights, the loneliest days, the hardest fights. He's been there, building you, strengthening you, preparing you for this. So stop questioning the timeline. Stop stressing over the delays. Stop doubting if he's still with you. If you were finished, the attacks would have stopped by now. The fact that they haven't is proof that you're closer than you think. Proof that the promise is imminent. Proof that the breakthrough is inevitable. Keep moving. Keep fighting. Keep building. Even when it feels pointless. Even when the silence gets unbearable. Even when it seems like God's forgotten your name. Trust me, He hasn't. He's just waiting for the perfect moment to reveal His plan. And when He does, it'll blow you and everyone else away. When the tables finally turn, don't waste your breath explaining yourself. Don't waste your energy proving your worth to those who refuse to see it. Success is the loudest answer you'll ever need. When God lifts you higher than anyone thought possible, don't look back. Don't justify. Don't gloat. Just smile. Keep walking. Let them choke on the dust as they watch you rise. Because the truth is, you're not just rising, you're ascending to heights they'll never reach, heights they'll never understand, heights reserved for warriors who refuse to fall, who refuse to quit, who refuse to let anyone or anything dim their light. This is your time, your season, your moment. Don't waste it. Don't shrink it. Don't settle for anything less than everything. Make them regret every word they ever said against you, every doubt they ever planted in your mind, every lie they ever told themselves about you. Because the best revenge isn't hate, it's success, it's victory. It's living so well that they can't ignore it, can't deny it, can't pretend they didn't see it coming. So rise, fight, shine, and leave them in the shadows where they belong.